I'm here to be an all-time great.
You're now rocking with the best.
Purple and yellow, purple and yellow, purple and yellow, purple and yellow.
The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles.
Welcome to the Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast.
Oh, he's smoking hot.
The latest Laker news.
Another great Showtime feed.
The greatest Lakers show.
He's going to be legendary for a long time.
This is the Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast.
Lakers all day.
Go Lakers!
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Big Baby here from Big Baby Sports. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on this post notification for each and every podcast. I got a very special guest, Jake Fisher, man, NBA Insider, man. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on Big Baby Sports, man.
You got it, man. The intros got me hype. That was awesome.
Yeah, man. So you had an announcement to make on Big Baby Sports, man. The floor is yours, man. Go ahead and tell everybody.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we've been starting up a Substack. Mark Stein's calling it the NBA's first super stack, where I'm coming to bring all my writing to Stein's Substack, the Stein line, markstein.substack.com. You know, I spent the last couple years with Yahoo Sports as their senior NBA reporter. Before that, I was doing a bunch of NBA intel work at Bleacher Report. So now, you know, I'm back doing video updates with Bleacher on the Bleacher Report app every Friday this month. We're going to be picking those up a lot as we get closer and closer to the February 6th trade deadline. And from here on out, my writing home is going to be with the Hall of Famer, Mark Stein. Obviously, anyone who's been following the NBA for the last 30 years knows what he does, and he's one of the biggest names in the NBA reporting and writing space. So it's pretty sweet that I'm working with him there. And it would mean the world if any Big Baby listeners would come over there and subscribe. Yeah,
man, go subscribe over there, man. Also, too, man, I've been watching you for a while. Your work is amazing. Keep up the great work, man. You inspired me as well, man.
Thank you, man. No, I mean, look, anyone who's out here like pursuing their passion and like putting together something that they're proud of for the whole world to see and like judge and consume and enjoy or hate, like I respect it, man. So shout out to you as well for doing your thing.
Yeah, man, appreciate it, Jake. Yeah, man, I've been doing this since 2016, man. I've been hustling it. I got Jeannie Buss on my channel, Dwight Howard, Derek Fisher, James Worthy, Byron Scott, Ron Artest. So it's been an amazing journey, but the job ain't done yet. You know what I want to
No. It never ends. That's the thing I learned, man. Like anytime in this space where like I think it's probably in life too, not just in, you know, work and in this capacity. Like when you reach some type of like mountaintop that you were trying to climb to and you get there and you're like, oh, I made it. You get there and you realize pretty soon that's just another plateau and there's like another thing, or maybe even going down from there to, hiking downhill is harder on the knees, right? Like there's a dumb metaphor for you. Like keep doing your thing for sure.
Appreciate it, man. Now let's dive into the Lakers, man. NBA, the official, where you can start trading your players is December 15th. What are you hearing about the Los Angeles Lakers potentially trading for a center or a wing defender?
Yeah, you got right to it. I mean, the center wish list, if you will, has been something that, you know, I've been reporting about and hearing since the summer. I think what I said in my Friday video live stream at the Bleacher Report app was that Jonas Valanciunas is the number one name that I keep hearing in terms of like centers that are going to be available. Like what I meant by that to say is that everyone in the league knows that Jonas Valanciunas is a top billing NBA center on the trade market this February. Does that mean he's the Lakers' top choice? I don't know. Maybe he is. I can't confidently say that right now. And to be honest, I'd be pretty surprised on November 25th if the Lakers even had a like iron stamp, you know, this guy is the top guy that we're pursuing at this position. But I think he's definitely one guy that is absolutely someone to keep an eye on for the center conversation for the Lakers. You know, he was someone that was definitely bandied about as a free agent target while LA was exploring all their options with what to do with the mid-level, and when LeBron was considering potentially taking a pay cut, you know, to make space for a Klay Thompson or a JV to come through. But I can't say he's like the top guy on their board. There are other players too that I know certainly the Lakers are going to look at and call on. Robert Williams from Portland, I think, is definitely anyone around the league who needs a center is going to be calling Portland, just being that when healthy, he could potentially be on a bargain, deal with his contract being, far below, Nikola Vucevic, for example, is another center that's absolutely going to be on the trade market this year, where Vuce is at, $20 million salary that has another year on it after this. Robert Williams is all the way down at 12.4 with 2 years left. That's below the mid-level exception. That's going to be, a value that a lot of teams are looking at. But, from there, I think to really pinpoint any other particular names, and I could keep saying, I could mention Kelly Olynyk in Toronto is going to be a big man available. Like, I don't want to keep drawing lines to the Lakers to these guys necessarily right now, because those first names are the one, JV, Robert Williams, and Vucevic, I think, are the three names that we know are going to be getting called about, are going to be having calls made on. Williams, I think Portland is a little bit more, interested in keeping. I think those other two guys for sure, way younger, still on the upside, and someone who could grow with the Blazers' young guards. But those are names I think kind of make sense. Like, you could pin D'Angelo and Jalen Hood-Schifino's salary pretty quickly to get to Vucevic if you wanted to do that, for example. It's like a practical trade. So players in that $20 million range, I think, are accessible. But then you also have your mid-level type value at like JV. And I'm going to end rambling right there.
Yeah, man. I feel like the Lakers need a center because on Saturday, Lakers got a rebound event versus Denver, and just feel like I feel like it's time to make a trade, to get the wing defenders. I know we got Rui, but I feel like we need more athleticism on the wing defending as well, because we get rebounded every night. Every time Lakers play, they get rebounded. I feel like that's what we need. We need a center. But like you said, D'Lo, Jalen Hood-Schifino. What about DFS and Cam Johnson from Brooklyn? How do you feel like that package would work to get him over here in LA?
Yeah, I mean, there definitely has been talks between Rob Pelinka's front office and Sean Marks' front office over the past couple of years. Like, there was some talk back, before Kyrie went to Dallas, right, about trying to figure out ways to get Kyrie Irving to LA with LeBron James. And there was plenty of talk of sending D'Lo back to Brooklyn at some point in time for Spencer Dinwiddie when he was a piece that, went back to the Nets in by way of that, Kyrie trade. I did go out the door. There's been plenty of talks there. So I think there's a possibility for Cam Johnson to be one of those pieces coming in the door. I mean, I had heard him linked to LA this summer. I'm sure Lakers fans saw plenty of reporting on that. And he's playing so much better this season. I'd be curious to look at the numbers and what actually his change is. But just anecdotally, as someone who, I go to Barclays Center pretty regularly, I watched Cam. Yeah, he's up to 40. He's shooting 42.5% from three this year. That'd be a career high on, a career high 8 attempts per game. Like, he's scoring at 19.1. That's a career high. I mean, it's probably some rejuvenation for him in a new system with Jordi Fernandez, and there's definitely a different energy in Barclays right now that this is just a play free and we have no expectations. Let's go fight hard and win, as opposed to last year kind of felt like this interim year. They had Mikal and he was supposed to be the number 2 for the next number 1 guy to go I want to go play in Brooklyn. I can go play with him. And that didn't happen. He's out the door. This is more of a rebuild feel now. So there's going to be guys all across that roster who are going to be available. Cam Johnson certainly will be, but then it all comes down to price. I'll ask you as the Lakers fan, the Nets, they held out. They told teams for a while, teams were offering 4 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. They said, no, we're good. They got 6 for New York. Are you paying potentially 2 first-round picks to get Cam Johnson from Brooklyn? Is he worth that to you?
I don't think he is. for me, I would maybe send 2 second-round picks or first-round picks, excuse me, for maybe a player like Walker Kessler and Colin Sexton. You know, player like that. He's very talented. He's young. You know, but I just 2 first-round picks for Cam Johnson. I wouldn't do it. I would do it for Walker Kessler. Though.
Interesting. So you would do it for the young center that you think has room? Yeah, because Cam's already 28. You know, he came in the league as a 4-year player out of UNC. That's interesting. I don't know.
We do have breaking news that the Suns, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal will play tomorrow versus the Lakers in the NBA Cup. They're back. Not surprised.
There you go. There you go.
But
that'll be a great game now.
Yeah, it is. You know, Lakers are undefeated in that aspect in the NBA Cup. So what are you seeing from JJ Redick as a first-time head coach that is intriguing you?
Yeah, I think ultimately JJ Redick, you know, was a player about like routine and structure and whatnot. And people definitely talk about there being like a lot more of that behind the scenes in the overall, you know, day-to-day practice stuff. I mean, you saw that clip of Dalton Connect going up and asking JJ to teach his pregame shooting routine. And just offensively too, like obviously there's a lot more movement, a lot more flow to everything. I don't know. It's been impressive, I think, just to see him kind of back up things that he was talking about previously. You know, and you've obviously, you know, if you're a Lakers fan, saw the mind the game stuff where him and LeBron are just chopping it up and whatever. It's cool to see them on the sideline now, pointing out shit and like clearly making adjustments on the fly. I mean, I was surprised how quickly he backed off the D'Lo as a starter when he kind of was so flippant about like, you know, oh, I'm going to use the starting lineup that had the obvious, you know, net rating from last year ago. Because I think that's kind of the one thing, like if the going does get tough, his kind of like I'm smarter than you attitude towards the media is going to be a little interesting. But you know, all you got to do is win games, and you can make some funny movie references like Interstellar stuff, and people are going to chuckle along. And they're, you know, what they're three in the West right now. They're the 4 seed in the West right now. So yeah, things are all obviously off to a pretty strong start.
Yeah, for me, I like JJ Redick as a coach. He's, you know, very high basketball IQ as a player and as a coach too. I just like his play calling. I know last couple games the team's struggling. You know, it's the first time head coach ever, so it's gonna have those ups and downs. But overall, I like the hire for JJ Redick. I like it. But against Denver, for whatever reason, Lakers always have a hard time versus Denver. I don't know what it is. That game on Saturday, they checked out in the second half.
Yeah. It might be Nikola Jokic being the best player in the world.
Yeah, man, and I don't know what it is. Anytime AD plays against Nikola Jokic, AD, you know, other than that one game, we should have beat them twice last year in the playoffs, but they gave it away. I think we're 13-3 or something, 13-1, you know, versus them, like losing wise. So it's like we gotta figure them out. You know, it's unfortunate. You know how.
Yeah, and look. That's the best argument for the 82 game season right there. Like we got to figure out how to beat Denver. We had this one crack at it. Now there's, you know, the next time and the next time to try different iterations. And, you know, then, you know, the Lakers get something on the chess match over Denver, and then Denver responds. And then it's, you know, that's the kind of, I think, best argument that there is for playing all these games and cross matching and, you know, 2 home, 2 and away. You know, it's fun to kind of follow those particular one-on-one matchups that you do know are going to probably end up being, you know, a bump in your playoff roadmap to try to get to what the Lakers' ultimate goal obviously is.
Yeah, try to win the championship. That's their goal. That's what the history says, like their franchise. But Denver just, for whatever reason, man, like when I saw we're up 6 at half, I said, okay, we're up 6. We got to come out, be aggressive. As soon as I saw the Lakers stop playing, I'm like, these dudes are mentally scarred from playing them every year. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like.
It could be.
Yeah, you know, I like it, though. The challenge, you know, as part of the NBA, got to figure this team out. But Nikola Jokic, man, one of the best players in the history of the NBA, the way he's playing right now, averaging a triple-double, making it look easy out there.
He does. And, like, one thing too is this is just such a different team than what you've seen previously. Like they're rolling out Peyton Watson and Christian Brown, and that would have been, those would have been two guys who would have absolutely had plenty of playing time, but they're even more out there because they're more perimeter players, but they're both big and athletic and they can scrap. So they're playing up a lot in the 4 minutes with Aaron Gordon out. So I think Denver's also just like, they're not the same old Nuggets that they used to be. So maybe there's some different iterations to it that JJ and his staff have to figure out, that the whole league has to figure out. But I don't know. I just got off the phone with someone today who said he thought Denver was a pretender and they're, a worse team. They're like the historically worst team in offensive history with Jokic off the floor. And they're historically the best team with Jokic on the floor in terms of offensive rating. But he's going to be on the floor for much of the playoffs, as Lakers fans know. So
yeah, man, it's going to be a good finish of the season for both teams, Lakers, Denver Nuggets and more, man. But Jake Fisherman, thank you for joining Big Baby Sports, man. Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the time. And yeah, if anyone listening wants to subscribe to our Substack, markstein.substack.com, that'd be awesome. And I'll be back on the Bleacher Report app on Friday at 4 o'clock Eastern doing a bunch of video insider stuff as well.
All right, most definitely. I'll stop by, check it out.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.